Hi everybody, it's Pam with Silver and Sparkles, and I'm back with a video that I'm hoping is going to be up for New Year's. So maybe New Year's Eve, maybe New Year's Day, we'll see. So I was going to show you a few fun things that I got for Christmas that's craft related. I also went thrifting with my daughter one afternoon and found a few treasures that I'm going to share with you. And then I'm also going to show you guys a journal I'm going to start for a design team project for Sylvia at Las Mimes Amores. I'm using her Roses and Wreaths kit. It's one of her newer kits in her shop. Isn't this pretty? And there's these vintagey wallpaper full sheets in there that I'm using for the main pages for this journal. This is a fun bag I got while I was out shopping during the holiday season. Some tissue paper, which wrapped some gifts my daughter and I got when I was in New York, and I love it. And then I thought the purple went well together. And then this is some wrapping from a gift my daughter gave me. My aunt calls me Pammy. She's really the only one. Anyway, my daughter thought it would be funny to give me a gift to Pammy this year. So to make sure I had something for my aunt under the tree, which was sweet. So anyway, these are the Roses and Wreaths papers, and I've already cut out a bunch of the ephemera. You guys are going to love this kit. There's some fun vintage like photos in there, some kids, some ladies, some different things. I cut these into hearts. There's a sheet with squares with a bunch of fun ladies, some envelopes, some vintage postcards. I'm really excited. There's a sheet of, she called them bookmarks. I think they were on the sheet like this. We're gonna make something with these. I've got an idea for it, so I'll show you in the pretty birds. Anyway, just all kinds of fun images that we'll use in this journal. And I think I mentioned, maybe I didn't, I'm going to demonstrate for you guys the 5-hole pamphlet stitch. I almost always use the 3-hole, and I've gotten requests to show you the 5, so we're going to do that today. But before we do that, let me show you, so we went to a antique shop that we love, and I found some really fun buttons. Guys, these were 50 cents each, so that was a really good deal because these are vintage. And then I think because I paid cash, I also got 20% off. So anyway, crazy deal. It was great. I got some of these old vintage embossed postcards. My daughter's birthday, Sarah, is January 3rd. So January, I'm always kind of in the mood for looking at birthday type things. So birthday postcards. And then this one is this cute kitten playing the piano, and I'm going to make something with this one for my girlfriend Jennifer. She loves cats. So, and then this one, look at the purples. It might go in this journal, but my next big journal series, I told you guys it's going to be that bird theme. Haven't had time quite there to get there yet, but I may save this one for that journal. This is definitely going in this journal. She might even get something near the front or on the front. A bright and happy new year, because I was thinking this could be kind of a New Year's themed. This one was mailed in December 31st of 1907. So for New Year's 1908, and it's to Miss Molly Hooper. And it just says Thalheimer Boulevard and then city. And this is in Richmond, so maybe they just had to say it was in Richmond. I don't know. Or just the city. It says, with all good wishes for a bright and happy new year. You know, I know, guess. So I guess it was a mystery, but I just thought her dress was fabulous. So we'll use that. Got a couple of fun photos. Or here's a fun photo, a lady with her dog. And then these I was really intrigued by. These were sent during the war, so from London, 1942. And like this one was really interesting because it's addressed, the name is the same, M.L. Strauss. And so I guess Esquire, so an attorney. at the Messrs. Leon L. Strauss Company. And this one says Shaco Slip, which is an area in Richmond, Virginia, but this one just says the P.O. Box in Richmond. So they addressed it a little bit differently. They were definitely opened and inspected before it came into the States, or maybe as it left England, I'm not sure. This one addressed to the same person on His Majesty's service, war economy. It says, open by slitting along the flap edge. Doesn't look like they slid it, but that's okay. Reuse envelope by sealing with an economy label to cover old address and postmark. Didn't look like this one ended up getting reused, but I just thought these were fascinating. This was March of 42. Not sure when this one was. It just says 42. Same thing here. Well, that's 24 with the Roman numeral 2, and this is 21 with the Roman numeral 3. I'm not sure. I'll have to do some research to figure that out. But it looks like they were 1/3 of a penny. This one's maybe 2.5. So fascinating. Anyway, I don't know if you guys are interested in stuff like that, but I am. He actually had a whole box of them, and I just selected 3 that I liked. The colors, they're a little bit different. So very interesting. So we'll see how we can incorporate some of my vintage finds. And then we're going to work on this. But before we do, let me show you my daughter. And she wrapped it in some of this tissue as well. It was fun. There is a store in Manhattan that we have been to multiple times. And now I'm going blank on the name of the stamp store. I haven't even unwrapped these. But the gentleman there, he has books and books and books and books of rubber stamps, and he actually then makes them while he's sitting there. So I guess he prints them and then cuts them and gets them onto the blocks. But she got me the full alphabet of these, like Art Deco. So there's the lady in each of the letters. So that's A, B, C, D, E, and F. Here's G through L. Aren't they fabulous? Oh, there we go. So the whole alphabet. And I have to really decide what I'm going to do. It looks like in here, intermixed occasionally, there's a man with a beard. But they're almost always a girl or a woman. Here's the man with a beard. That looks like the back of a man's head. But they're almost all women. Anyway, love them. I'm so excited. So we may open them up and stamp something in this journal as well, but I'm definitely going to be thinking of projects where we can use those. And I'll look up the name of the stamp shop and share that in the description of the video. It was on the tip of my tongue and I lost it. And then the other thing I wanted to show you guys, I've been talking about maybe a new glue gun, and I haven't used it yet. I opened the package right before turning the video on, but this is the one that I got, and it is a high temp one. Detail for the perfectionist, so that kind of sounds like me, right? So, no, I'm not a perfectionist when it comes to my art. I'm like, you know what? It's good enough. So, we'll see. My other one was really bothering me. So, we'll see how this one works, and I can donate the other one. So, if we have something we need to use the hot glue gun on today, we'll use it. If not, I'll use it maybe in the next video. But I did want to show you guys that I did get that, and it has this fun trigger. So, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right. So, I'm going to set... Oh, here's something else I didn't show you guys really quick. This really pretty handkerchief. And the box was labeled Fancy Hankies. And my daughter picked one out for her, and I got this one. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but it is really pretty, and the color is different and unique. And they had them all folded up really, really sweetly and tucked together. So that was the other little find, a little piece of fabric. All right, so before we start, what I did with the bag is it did have a little bit of tearing, and I'm thinking we may use a piece of this tissue and do a simple, just lay it down, like even with the glue stick, and put some flowers on that, but it's just a white masking tape to reinforce where it was torn a little bit. I did stitch around the edges. I think it looks cute. I'm gonna leave this open on the front cover for something. And then I did take some of the tissue paper and doubled it over and sewed around to make a fun tissue page. And then this paper, just fold it over. There's a little side pocket already. And then these I just printed on both sides. You know what, I may switch that one up. Let's do this, yeah. Spread that around, some of those stripes. All right, so let's see if I like the order these are in. I think this Roses and Wreaths kit is beautiful. These are my colors. I think they're great for the new year. And I'm filming this end of December of 2024. It's going to be hard to say 2025, I believe. But we're getting there. We are getting there. All right, let's use, I usually use just a paper clip, but this is a little thick, and I'm just going to do the one signature. Make it hopefully a pretty shabby chic little journal here for us. And just clipping these in to hold it together nicely. And I want to, we're going to do a 5-hole pamphlet. So I have not done the math yet. We'll have to see if I can do public math. Obviously, when I'm doing a 5-hole pamphlet, it's not just the 3 little holes. We got to do 5. So let's think, we'll think through it before I actually start poking holes. I'll get my pencil just to be safe. So we definitely want to put one in the middle. So this is 8.5 inches. And can you guys see the crease line right here? Let me just draw a line there. It won't hurt anything. If it bothers me, I can erase it later. There, you guys can see the crease line now. All right, I'm gonna go at 4 1/4, which is gonna put us right in half. And then I'm gonna come in from the top and the bottom. Let's come in 1 inch. So this is 8.5, so I need to mark it at 7.5. All right, and then in between the 1 and the 4 1/4, we need to mark it in half. And I am going to, I just moved my ruler so that I'm like from the 1 inch, I'm coming over 2/7 of an inch and lining it up with this mark. And I'm doing the same thing here and lining it up. Because then to get in the middle, it's basically 3 1/4 inches. Let's see. I don't mean to confuse you guys. Yeah, it's 3 1/4. So I need to go to 1.5 and 1.5. Okay, so 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/7 is the middle. All right. Forget all of that moving it around. Just set your ruler. If yours is 8.5 inches like mine, I'm putting the end of my ruler at this first mark I made, which was 1 inch up, into my center mark, which leaves 3 1/4. So half of 3 1/4, if I'm doing the math right, is 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. It's 3 1/4 inches, 1 and 5/8. All right. So if you want the full measurements, you're going to do a hole at 1 inch, 2 and, let's see if I can figure that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 and 5/8, 4 1/4, 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7/8, 5 and 7/8, and 7.5. There's our 5 holes. Boy, those crazy measurements can be hard sometimes. Now I'm just going to poke a hole at each one of those carefully to hopefully make sure it goes all the way through straight. Okay. Almost there. So my daughter flew home today, so her Christmas break vacation from her job is officially over. She'll go back to work tomorrow. And it kind of signaled the end of our holiday too. I leave tomorrow on a flight to Alabama, and we'll be back Friday. So lots going on in our household. All right, we need a needle. So I'm going to use a big-eyed needle like this. And I'm going to use some waxed thread. You can use floss, you can use other strings. I have some things in my Amazon storefront. If you guys are new to junk journaling and want to see some of the things I use, you'll see some options of things that could get you started or to add to your collection. I'm going to cut my thread 3 times the height of my pages. That gives me plenty of extra to tie a bow, to have long threads, however I want. You don't really need quite that much if you don't mind having a shorter knot. Okay, here we go. We are doing a 5-hole pamphlet, which is a little different. So again, we're going to start in the middle hole on the inside. And we're going to pull our thread through. And again, we don't want our tail to pull all the way through, so we're going to just kind of make sure it stays there. You can go in either direction. I am going to, but then stay in that direction. I'm on the outside, I'm going to go to the left, the next hole. And we are going to, from the outside in, and it looks like mine wiggled a touch. So I'm going to have to find my hole. There we go. All right. So now we're in the second hole. All right, that looks right. And now we're going to go into the last hole right here on the edge. And this is the bottom of mine, so I started going towards the bottom. Okay, now we are going to come back up through this hole right here so that we have a stitch along the back, come up through the same hole. All right, everything's still looking good. Now, we are going to skip over the center hole and go into the hole toward the second from the top, from the inside to the back. And you definitely want to try to keep your papers from wiggling too much so that the holes stay lined up, okay? So let me show you that again. We skipped the center hole. We went from the second hole from the bottom to the second hole to the top. Just leave this one still here. Now we're going to go in the top hole. I'm just turning it because it's easier for me. Okay. And then you can probably guess what we're going to do next. We are going to go right back through the same hole, second from the top to the outside. There we go. And now back through the center hole right here. If you need to see this again, just rewind the video or slow it down. It takes, sometimes I have to watch a few times, you know, to get a new stitch. All right, we don't need the needle anymore. So now you should have, yours should look like this. And you have the center string. You want one tail to the right and one tail to the left. And you want to pull it snug. You want to double check your stitching. It looks nice, doesn't it? And it's even, nothing's gaping. All right, make it nice and snug. And then I'm just going to tie it once, twice, and then I'm switching hands and I'm going to tie it one more time. Hopefully it isn't going to go anywhere. All right, and now see, I have enough thread that if I want to decorate, add anything to these strings, tie a bow, I have enough. We don't need our binder clips anymore. So similar to the 3-hole pamphlet, but we have a little bit sturdier, and we have 5. Put my paper piercer up, and I have a mess here. Here's some more of those papers from the kit. Look at these with the words. We're going to have fun with these. And I think these are going to be good for Valentine's Day too. I just saw that. We've got Just You and Me, My Love, I Love You, You're My Life. Roses Time, Today and Always, a declaration of love. That's the date and subject. That's cute, Sylvia. I love it. I love it. Okay, focus. All right, so I'm going to just make sure each page is folding the way that I like. I did stitch around some of the pages before assembling it just to give it a little extra going on. There's my Pammy page. Now this one I want to be really gentle with. We're not gonna run our bone folder over that page. All right, so very simple. I've shown you guys lots of softback 1 signature journals before, but I don't believe I've demonstrated that 5-hole pamphlet. Okay, and then we just get to have some fun. So I have a few techniques I want to show you, just ideas from papers in the kit. But before we do that, let's get another piece of this tissue. I meant to bring it over, but I have a pile of it. Luckily, my daughter asked for a few things to be gift wrapped when we were in this little shop, and we got this beautiful tissue paper. I'm so excited. All right, I don't know that I'm going to cover this whole panel because I do like the stripes, but I think I will. I'm going to do a tear. We'll see how it goes. I'm just going to tear a piece and cover up some of the masking tape. Just going to try a finger tear so we get kind of a different edge. Yeah, that'll be fun. I actually like the way masking tape feels. I don't know if you guys do. Let me know if you do. I like it. So I don't mind it in my projects. And this was more of a white masking tape that kind of went with the stripes. Now I could gently, maybe I will. I'm going to try to add, without tearing, some glue stick to the tissue paper. And this is the area of the cover that it's going to stick to, so I'm not worried if I get it off. All right. And I'm just using my Yoo-Hoo glue stick, which is my favorite glue of the glue sticks. All right. Working with tissue paper. And you could also like do Mod Podge. Lots of things you could do to get this down. But I think this is gonna work. How pretty is that? And we also have the tissue here. And I will probably add a pocket or something else on here. I decided I left this wide open. We'll have to see. I'm thinking what might make more sense in order to give this a little bit of structure is I may take another paper. In fact, this might work. I wanted to do around the edge with this. Maybe we'll do it to the front and reinforce this pocket just a little bit. Let's see what happens. So this was the sheet of bookmarks, and my intent with these, leaving 2 of them, I cut the other one off, was I wanted to do an around the edge type of pocket or something, or tuck spot. But I'm wondering if it'll fit. I can also trim it off just a touch. I think it honestly needs like 1/8 of an inch cut off. So let's do that. Just did a tiny piece. I definitely want the birds on the front. Look at that cuteness. Okay, so I think what this will do, let me just think it through for a second. The other option is we can put it through this way. I don't like it as much, I don't think, losing the fun edge of the bag. It definitely would provide some more structure. Let's see, if I do it this way, we still see this part of the bag. Now, and we could also have it open if we want to, or we can just glue it down and have the pocket be more reinforced. And you kind of get to see those flowers too. All right, I think that's what I'm going to do. But what I'm already noticing is this flap here needs to be glued down. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue there. And I wish I had more of these bags. They're just, if you don't have, of course, a purple one, this is just a flat bag. Like I've been doing some of the lunch bag journal or videos for you guys, like how to use the flat lunch bags, and that's all this is. So if you have the brown ones, you can do that. I'll give you the measurement. This bag started out 8 and 5/8, 8 and 5/8, and then the full bag was, including this little lip here, was 11 1/4. So 8 and 5/8 by 11 1/4 bag is what this size was. All right, I think I'm gonna like this, even though we give up a little bit of that edge. I'm wondering if we should do a fancy edge here. I don't have any of my fancy edge punches on my desk, but I do have my pinking shears. Why don't we do that? All right, I'm gonna have to be careful and try to cut straight. Just gonna take off a small portion, and then it kind of is the nod, if you know, to the edge of the bag, even though we're losing it. There we go. Now I haven't inked anything. I got to think about if I want this to have some light inking. Let's do a little bit of inking. This is the Vintage Photo Distress Ink. And I'll just kind of do a little bit and see what we think. Yeah, I think I like that. All right, just a little bit. All right, so all this is doing is adding a little bit of interest to our cover. I love these stripes, and reinforcing this edge of the pocket if we put things in here. Okay, so I think as far as adhesive goes, I'm just gonna add some along here. It's not gonna go anywhere, but just so that there's a little bit on that side. And I'm not leaving this open for another tuck spot. You certainly could, but I really want mine really stuck down well. All right, cute. And it adds a nice thickness as well to that side. And I haven't thought about this edge yet. This one's glued down a little bit better. And it was the bottom of the bag, so I've sewn, but it's already a little bit thicker through here, so this might just get to be maybe a fun pocket or something. I really like the tissue paper. I don't use a lot of tissue paper as pages in my signatures, and that was fun. Fun. Okay, I did not sew any of the actual envelopes in, so we may end up tucking them in pockets or using them in another way. let's see how our lady is. Now, she is old and a little fragile. I really don't want to lose the back and the writing. She's also embossed, which is just fabulous. And I don't want to cover up the birds, but I don't want her hidden away. So I've got to think, how am I going to do this? And perhaps I can come up with a way to just tuck her in so she still gets to be a feature. We'll do that, I think, on this inside flap. So let's come up with something. I may have to turn around and grab something out of the scrap bin. Okay, this definitely does not go with my color palette, but the vintagey looking newspaper ads, even though it's dogs, which I love dogs, this works. And this is a graphic 45 paper that I just have in my scrap bin. Okay, I do want this, I think I am going to, let's see, I'm going to cut it. I'm not going to make it be the full height of the page, I don't think. Let's see how high this is. Because I kind of don't want to take away, well, it's mostly, it still gives us some of the purple. And then I think she can go in here. I think I need it to be more narrow though. I want to see her peeking out of this pocket. It's got a kitty cat too. All right, so if I put this here and then she sits right there, when you open it up, I think she's protected enough, but we get to see her. And this, again, will add a little more structure to our cover. Okay, so I'm going to add glue. I'm not going to worry about it being too thin because she's not, the postcard is not as tall as our pocket. And I'm going to actually bring my glue in about 1/2 inch to make the side tuck pocket more shallow. And once this dries, that I think will make sense, because again, I don't want to hide too much of the cute postcard. All right, that does need to dry, but there we go. And she'll sit right there. So I'm gonna let this dry before we tuck too much in there. Very sweet. I'll worry more about the cover in a moment. It's kind of hard not to use that bird, but we're gonna save the bird. And we could always use some of these papers from this kit for the bird journal I'm going to be working on soon. Okay, so that was kind of my around the edge. I do want to look at some of these other pieces and show you guys some of the ideas I had of things we can make and how we can decorate the pages. If you're interested in this kit, I'll have it linked in the description for you, for Sylvia's shop on Etsy. And you can check it out, or you can just absolutely use any papers you have. Any of those options will work. There was this one postcard, and when you print it on the page, I don't know that this was necessarily meant to be the back to this, but I decided to make mine where it looks like you've got the writing, and I'm pretty sure this is in French, so I cannot read it. But we have this nice postcard. Sometimes I even use the postcards as pockets. All right, somewhere, here they are. I did a whole bunch of these hearts. And one thing that I thought would be fun, let me just go and put her in there to keep her out of the way, is to use some of my vintage buttons and the hearts and make some fun clusters that can go on the pages. So all I did to cut these out is I didn't use a template or anything. I can show you real quick. I just, I didn't even cut these out carefully. I just did this like this. So I'd have a square, and then I just tried to not do a hard crease, but about the center of the face, and just held it, and then just took my scissors, oops, and that one wiggled on me, and then just cut the heart out. So they're all a little bit different, but I think they turned out cute. That one's a pretty heart, but little, like, different shapes of hearts. So I'll do this one since she's already trimmed. I remember as a child, my mother she was a school teacher, but she could cut beautiful hearts like this without a template or anything. And I always was like, I'm never going to be able to cut hearts like my mom. I still don't know if mine are as pretty as hers were, but I remember being very pleased with her heart cutting abilities as a child. All right. So I'm just inking, and then we're gonna grab some buttons. One thing that I've been working on is trying to organize my craft room just a touch. So I do have a new little stand, but I can't show you because I'm not confident in moving my camera, my phone that I'm videoing with, but later maybe I can take a picture of it or something and share if you guys are interested. But it's just a little metal rack with a whole bunch of, I think there's 12, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, no, 10 drawers. In the top drawer, I have put most of my vintage button collection so that it's right at my fingertips and I can grab things. How about, this is what we'll do, instead of sewing a button on, let me find my glue sticks, let's use the new hot glue gun. Doesn't that sound like fun? So I'm gonna plug it in. I haven't read the instructions, but I think we can figure it out. Okay, it's plugged in. And it did not come with any glue sticks, so I'm assuming my old bag, yeah, they fit, of glue sticks will work because they're like an all-purpose. And I'm assuming this is going to get very hot in a minute. All right. Oh, I think there's a power button. Look, there is. Mine didn't have a power button. Okay, the power button is on. Let's set that there to get going. We're definitely going to get to see if this one leaks too. If so, I'm going to do what somebody said and just get a little something to put on my desk. Easiest solutions are all sometimes the best. Okay, let me pick out a button. It may also be nice. Here's a piece of lace that just happened to be laying here. Okay, and I have different colors. I have the new ones, the new old ones. I don't know, this green is speaking to me. So I'm gonna get one of these ready. Now, sometimes when I glue buttons down, I go ahead and put like a thread or something just, you know, through and tie it. But I just think we're gonna glue buttons today. We're just gonna do easy. I see one in here that I definitely want. I don't know if it just stays red to show me that it's on, or if it's going to, it's a different shade of green, gonna turn to a different color. I guess I could read the instructions. But what's the fun in that, right? Here, real quick, I'll peek. I guess it's actually on this paper. We'll wing it. It'll be fine. I'm not too pressed. All right, so I picked out a few buttons there. Let's see if we have any in here we want to use. This is a lot of the wood buttons here. Maybe that blue one. And I like this one that looks like wood. All right, I picked a few out. And we'll see how it goes. Ooh, this blue one is fun too. Boy, at one time these were 15 cents. I don't know how much. I think they were probably just in a collection of something I bought at some point. I was excited about 50 cents for the card of buttons. All right, let's get these out of our way. And I always loved these, the old vintage like shell buttons. And they would look good with these colors as well. Okay, and then let's have a piece maybe of lace. And I haven't gotten, I didn't get any ribbons out. Let's see, I've still got Christmas in my ribbon scrap pile. Let's see if I can get anything that doesn't scream Christmas right now. Some little, just little pieces since we're using glue. I think that'll be good. That's pretty. Okay. Let's see what we can come up with here. So I was thinking maybe something like this. Like that. And maybe another scrap of some sort. I don't know why this is there. I have things everywhere. I still haven't used that Julie. It's one of my daughter's names. And it was in a book, and I have not yet made her anything with it, which I need to do. All right, these are fun. Fun papers for our cluster we're going to make. So I'm going to have a piece of cardstock, which will give it a little bit of a texture, and the flower. I'm going to put that little piece of gingham ribbon in here somewhere, and the lace. Now there's a small part, oh, and a button. There's a small part of me that wants to just staple this because I know it will all stay together. I think we'll do that, and then we'll use the hot glue for the button. Okay, and I might put a little extra hot glue back here. Let's see if this is working yet. Can you guys see? I'm gonna laugh if I can't make this work and I've got to read the instructions. Oh yeah, it's getting hot. Oh, look, glue. All right, I just did a little dab there. Is it like butter? A little dab of Dooya? Is that what it was? Or was that Brill Cream? I think that was the ad for Brill Cream now that I said that. Fun. Okay. And I'm going to put the green button. Oh, well, she's going to have a button over here, which doesn't quite make sense, but that's where my glue went. Whoa, y'all. I'm going to have to get used to this new glue gun. Look at that. I have just made the biggest mess. See if we can get this off of her without messing up our cluster. The lace definitely needs a little more. And I need to, I'm going to use one of these other bone folders that aren't my favorite. Just tap that down. That way I don't burn myself, and then I can get the hot glue off of it later, I think. I wonder if it already had hot glue on it. There's something on here. What do you guys think? I think it's okay. That is not where I would have put the button if my hot glue hadn't like gone crazy. So I don't want to use that. I like this green. And I have another green button. So let's see how this one does. All right, paper. And let me see which lady do I want to use. Let's use her. She's got this fabulous rose right here. And maybe a piece of this. This is just some pink crocheted lace. Let's do it to this side, and then we can have the button again. Over here. I'm not going to put the other lace on this one just yet. We may skip it. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit of glue under here. I think I like the new hot glue gun. The jury's still out. It definitely isn't leaking like when it's on its stand and oozing out onto my tray. So that's, or onto my mat. So that's good. All right, I'm going to be careful and add the glue to the button. Come on, little fella. I think that is me, not the actual glue gun itself. The cord is still kind of getting wrapped up under it because it's used to being wrapped up. So I think it's okay. It definitely got hot fast. And I like the precision tip. So far, yes, on the glue gun. Good Christmas gift. All right, let's do one with this polka dot ribbon. Let's see who would look good with the polka dots. And I think some more of this pink paper, since I don't really have a scrap sitting here at my fingertips with blue in it. Let's go with her. Get her a piece of lace. Yeah. And a piece of the ribbon. And again, when you're making clusters, I mean, whatever looks good to you. You could do some book page would look nice. You know, I think everything looks nice with a little bit of book page. And we'll put that button here. And I think I'm going to make some more. I made them last year. I don't know if I did a video, though, of my book page hearts with the buttons. It's not a hard thing, so I don't know that it even warrants a video, but I love making the hearts with the sewn-on buttons around Valentine's Day, so I'm probably going to make some of those. These are really making me happy, though. All right, let me just throw... I want to use this button right here. So we'll just do one more. And it is kind of fun to see how they look a little different depending on what you choose to put with them. Maybe some of this velvet, our faux velvet ribbon. So they each have a little different kind of ribbon. Gosh, it's got strings everywhere. Let's do her to this side. The velvet ribbon is a little bit thicker, so it's acting a little different as I'm trying to tuck it up in here. Okay, and I think I have one little piece of this left. We'll cut it in half so we can get two out of it. I'm going to just use glue to attach that on. Yeah. There we go. Fun times. Yeah. It almost, I think it's a almost like a painted on button. The brassy look. All right. Let's see what we've made. We've got 4 done. If I just use this last piece of lace and go ahead and do the 5th one, then we'll have an odd number, and I think you guys know I like having odd numbers. So it only takes a second. We'll just do 1 more, and then I'll have 5 for my journal. And we'll use this piece because it's left and about the size that it's good for. I don't know. Let's use this lady. Oh gosh. And again, use whatever you have. If you don't have lace, use some book page, use some scrapbook paper. So many options. So many options. I think I need another glue stick in here. And at some point, if I decide to start using my glue, hot glue more, I'm gonna need more glue sticks, but we're okay for today. No emergency yet. I am good at sticking my finger in it though. Should I do the red? So we haven't done a red? Let's do the red. I do definitely, guys, the precision tip, and it isn't leaking like my other one. I mean, there's a little bit of glue I just rubbed off, but the other one, the tip, even though it's a mini size, was really big. And this is much easier to get the glue only where I want it. So that's good. All right, I'm gonna put these buttons away. And I don't even know how long I have been crafting at this point. But what have we done? We've done a 5-hole pamphlet stitch. I showed you some of my Christmas gifts. Ooh, look, and I can turn this off, including the hot glue gun and my new rubber stamps. Oh, so excited about those. Oh, look, I'll put that there. Let's see. Where is the journal itself? I'm wondering. Oh, we made this pocket for that as well. See, I think these are going to be so fun on the different pages. Maybe we will put a few, let me turn this back on. We'll glue a few of these in. And I'm going to think about, I'm almost wondering if there was supposed to be a stand or something for this little fella. Yeah, and then this one's going to just be a work in progress for me. And then I'm sure I'll do like a flip through or some pictures on my Instagram to show you guys the finished journal. But before we go there, I was looking to see, ooh, we do kind of have a fun piece. If there would be a fun piece here to make us a pocket. Let's make a pocket. All I'm going to do is, it already has kind of an interesting cut at the top. I'm going to just trim it just a little bit, but let's just make it kind of be a fun organic curve. And what else do we want to do to make this pocket interesting? I think we'll put one of the pictures from the kit on here. And then, of course, some of the ephemera and different things can go in the pocket later. All right, nice big pocket for the back inside front cover. And this is what I was thinking, is I don't know which one, it's a little large, but one of these, or one of the ovals. She has a fancy hat too. Okay, these guys are speaking to me. So let's see what we think we can do to make this look pretty. I could put one of the hearts on here too, but I kind of think I want to save those for the pages. So let's do this, and oh, that'll be fun. It's kind of a little different print, but on the other side of that cardstock we've been using to just kind of make it look like it's been taped on. That'd be cute. All right, so I'm gonna glue it down. Now I get this question a lot. I did print the pages from the kit on the Nina cardstock, kind of my everyday cardstock weight. It's not super duper thick, but it's definitely not a copy paper weight. So if that's of interest to you, you know, they've got some substance to them, but it's not a heavy duty. This is like much thinner there. Okay, I'm wondering if we should put, I think we will, we're going to decorate this pocket with one of our clusters, and I'm going to use hot glue. We're just going to lay some hot glue down. Come on. Come on, little glue sticks. There it goes. It helps if you have them actually lined up. Can't have the heart go over where the grease is. Cute. I'm gonna, just to make sure it's nice and secure, we're gonna add a little more. I don't usually, as you guys know, use hot glue like this in my journal itself, but with the lace, I think it was a good choice, and it's on. Oh, I like that a lot. I still gotta figure out the front. That's pretty. And I can always make more, but I was thinking, let's find one, yeah, that, ooh, she's pretty on there with that little bit of green and that brass, and let the ribbon hang off the edge some. All right, little glue gun. I think it's just getting used to you. I'm definitely not making as much of a mess. There's not as many strings of glue flying everywhere. Pretty, and I like that. Yeah, it's gonna be nice and fun and eclectic. Let's pick, we've got 3 left. I wanna pick one that has the lace going this way. I think that'll be good. And I don't have to worry about this falling off when I'm using the hot glue. I know a lot of crafters like to use hot glue when they're on camera because you get a secure bond immediately. Oh, I just messed up my paper right there, but it's okay. You know, you get that secure bond really fast. So it's something I'll have to just give some thought to and see if it works for me. But I know I'm not going to give up my PVA glue or my art glitter glue. Those are always going to be favorites. Okay. Don't we put, I think I'm just going to put her there and not worry about that hanging out. If you guys have any hints or thoughts about how I'm using this glue gun, let me know. It just seems, I mean, you really have to push that trigger a bunch. And I guess that's part of the control, right? Like instead of having it come out in rivers of hot glue, it comes out a little more slowly. Which is probably a good thing. All right. Let's put you right there. All right. I think too, and this is like, a lot of times I'll tell you guys, oh, I'm making, you know, ephemera and it's going to go in this type of journal or this theme of a journal or whatever. Because I think, you know, I talk about how I spend most of my time in my videos decorating. Like that's what takes the time. But I just love to sit and make all of the pieces. And then when you actually have your journal, it comes together so fast. I mean, and it starts to just really look nice when you have those pieces already made. So definitely, definitely some more pockets. Definitely, I'm going to make more ephemera. I'm not going to just tuck these in. I'm going to make them into something. And finish this one up. And because I did use this piece right here to Pammy and my special card, this one I'm gonna keep for myself and enjoy and think about my daughter, my aunt and stuff. So I am excited about this one. I might even find a fun picture of my aunt when she was younger and put it somewhere in here. Something to look forward to. Let me know if you guys want to see. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the few little techniques that I shared. And please leave me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. If you haven't already, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. And I'd love to see you. See you come back. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. And Happy New Year.